Now, you ask yourself, we practice our line out, our scrum.
Uno se pregunta, entrenamos el line out, entrenamos el scrum,
We practice all our set moves.
practicamos todas las jugadas de formaciones fijas.
My question to you guys,
La pregunta a ustedes,
do you train counterattack?
¿entrenan el contraataque?
Yeah? No? Now, I'm going to show you some statistics. These are the scoring platforms. So this is how in Super Rugby, where tries came from.
Estas son las estadísticas y estas son las plataformas de donde vinieron los tries en el Super Rugby.
On average, 5 scrums, 7 lineouts, and 7 restarts is where in any weekend where the tries were scored.
De promedio, solo de los tries vinieron 5 de scrum, 7 de lineout y 7 de salidas.
17 tries were scored from counterattack.
17 vinieron de contraataque.
So you ask yourself, you spend a lot of time training your scrums, your lineouts, your restarts.
Él dice, pasamos mucho tiempo entrenando el lineout o las salidas.
And I guess the nature of the game today is that counterattack is a very, very important attacking platform.
Dice que hoy la naturaleza del juego es que el contraataque es una plataforma importantísima.
So how much emphasis should we put on it, and what do we need to focus on?
¿Cuánto énfasis hay que ponerle y cuánto nos tenemos que focalizar en el contraataque?
Okay, so I'm going to go through some effective counterattack options. In order to counterattack, you must get the ball back.
Vamos a ir de nuevo a través de las claves. Para contraatacar tenemos que recuperar la pelota.
The second thing is you have to have a plan once you have the ball.
Segundo, hay que tener un plan una vez que tenés la pelota.
And I'm going to show you some clips afterwards, but it's really important that you practice this plan, and then it's part of your game plan.
Y primero, ahora vamos a mostrar unos clips, pero es muy importante que esto sea parte del plan de juego.
So if you have a plan, that means you know what to do, or you have a plan to work towards knowing what to do.
Si tenés un plan, ya es más fácil saber qué es lo que vas a hacer y cómo vas a reaccionar.
You know how to then manipulate the space of where you want to go to.
Vas a saber cómo manipular el espacio a donde querés ir.
And obviously, in terms of putting the opposition under pressure, you know if you do your analysis correct, you know how he kicks and how you want to put the pressure on him.
Y también si vos hiciste el análisis correcto previo al partido, sabes cómo va a patear tu rival y dónde va a patear.
So once that's all done, you have to be optimistic that you're going to score.
Entonces, una vez tenido todo esto, tenés que ser optimista que vas a marcar.
And then once you've got the ball back, you then say to yourself, am I going to be able to score straight away?
Y una vez que recuperas la pelota, tenés que preguntarte, ¿soy capaz de marcar inmediatamente?
Can we score from a counter-attack play? Are we going to be able to get a full breach of the defensive line? Or are we only going to be able to have like a half breach?
¿Vamos a ser capaces de marcar directamente o vamos a ser capaces de cortar la línea de ventaja o cortar la medias?
And with your plan, you know that you're going to come up against unstructured defense.
Y con tu plan sabes que te vas a encontrar con defensas desestructuradas.
So if you're organized and have a plan against somebody who doesn't have a defensive plan on counterattack, more often than not you're going to score.
Y si tenés un plan de juego que incluye el contraataque y te vas a encontrar con defensas que no tienen un plan de juego en contra del contraataque.
So what we call counter plays is it's actually it's a planned move off turnover ball.
Lo que va a hablar ahora es de las jugadas de contraataque, que son jugadas preparadas para ejecutarlo.
For the team I coach, we only have three counter-attack options.
En su equipo tienen simplemente 3 opciones de contraataque.
Now, you may have a couple of different policies.
Podés tener una serie de diferentes políticas.
It may be that as part of your policy, you decide to have 2 passes from a kick return.
Tal vez una de esas reglas sea de pelota recuperada hacer 2 pases hacia afuera.
But then that's if you have a specific defense coming at you.
Eso es simple, eso es si vos tenés una defensa específica viniendo en contra tuyo.
You may have identified that in the same attack channel, you know you're going up against weak defenders.
Tal vez también sepas que en el mismo canal tengas defensores flojos.
So I guess the first thing that we do is once we regain possession, we call a counterplay, so we know what we're doing.
Una vez que en su equipo, una vez que recuperan la pelota, cantan es la jugada de contraataque.
It's very important once we get the ball and we've called the play that we engage ourselves. We don't just jog and expect and wait for the defense to come to us.
Es muy importante, habla de una vez que ya recuperamos la pelota y cantamos la jugada, el verdadero compromiso, ¿sí? Enchufarse.
Because the more time you give the defense to come to you, the more time they are able to reorganize their defense.
Sí, cuanto más tiempo le damos a la defensa, más tiempo, menos posibilidades tenemos de cortarlos. Entonces lo que dice es no hacerlo al trote, sino cualquier rol que haya que cumplir, hacerlo al máximo.
It's really vital that you have your what we call V up or vision. Let's get the vision up. Let's know what we're doing. Let's talk about it. Let's load up and get excited to counterattack.
Siempre tener la visión abierta, ¿sí? No mirar para abajo, sino la visión abierta y estar como entusiasmado por contraatacar.
And do the obvious quickly.
Y hacer lo obvio rápido.
Sorry, you have a question?
Sí, él como en los contraataques los entrena diferente de situaciones después de contacto que de pelotas aéreas.
Do you train your counterattack differently from when you receive a kick and when you make a tackle and counter ruck?
Yep. So if you have turnover ball from a ruck, sometimes you have a different defensive structure in front of you because people are contesting that ruck. And so, in theory, if you have a number of players in a close area, potentially there is space out wider, potentially. But when you have a kick return, so you've received it from a kick and then you're going at the defense, they may have a kick chase plan that they're trying to implement against you.
Dice que sí, que hay muchas veces que cuando vos recuperas una pelota de contrarrack, ya hay mucha gente comprometida ahí y ya tiene una cierta defensa estructurada. Hay equipos que cuando te patean la pelota tienen un plan de cargar o de meter presión. Entonces sí, entrenan diferente.
So in answer to your question, yes, we do train both, and make sure you train both with your teams, and they identify the difference between counter-attack from turnover ball and counter-attack from kick receipt.
Entonces dice que es muy importante entrenar las dos, pelota recuperada de un rack o de pelota recuperada de un kick.
La estadística de la que él habló, 17 pelotas.
Era no 17 pelotas, sino como en un porcentaje.
¿Pero era un porcentaje general o está especificado si es de pelota recuperada?
Era un porcentaje, decía como que era el porcentaje, un promedio. Sí. He was asking about the average of tries from scrums or lineouts. There was an average. It wasn't 17 goals. No, it's an average per weekend. Yeah. Es un promedio por fin de semana.
So the other thing too is that you have to have 100% decision making on your 50-50 balls.
Hay que en las pelotas que son 50 y 50, las pelotas divididas hay que tener 100% de confianza y de toma de decisión.
So out there we practice this pass, we practice that pass, we practice all because the type of defense that you're going to come up against is a lot different than having when you're up against set phase defense.
Dice que por eso también se practican estos pases que practicamos antes, porque las defensas contra las que vas a venir nunca sabes cómo van a defender. Entonces hay que estar 100% convencido de lo que haces.
And you have to understand that there is a high level of desperation from the defense when they don't have organized defense.
Y hay que entender que la defensa tiene un nivel altísimo de desesperación cuando tiene que defender.
And again, LQB, if you don't penetrate and counterattack is not scoring from kick returns and without being touched.
Hay que... what's al-QB?
Lightning quick ball.
Okay. Dice que no hay que pensar que hacer un contraataque de pelota recuperada no es hacer un try sin que te toquen.
So it may be that part of your plan is to initiate attacking the unstructured defense, getting quick ball to move to another part of the field.
A veces es tener pelota rápida para ir al otro lado de la cancha.
And you have to remember that all this happens within 10 seconds.
Y recuerden que esto pasa solamente en 5 o 10 segundos.
So I guess the main thing is that once you have the plan, you'll either know what's going to happen within 12 seconds or not.
Y siempre, una vez que tenés la jugada, vas a saber cómo va a terminar en 10 segundos nomás.
Now this clip here is just an example from Pat's team. If you want to click on it and hold it. Okay. So as part of the assessment or the analysis was that they knew that particular kicker kicked off his left foot.
En este caso, parte del análisis era saber que el pateador contrario patea con la izquierda.
So the first thing, as mentioned, in terms of turnover ball, is actually putting pressure on that kick.
Entonces, lo primero que hay que tener en cuenta es poner presión al pateador.
So as you can see, number 12, Benson Stanley, putting pressure on the outside.
Como ven, al 12 ya está metiendo presión al pateador.
Pause it there. Now I want you to have a look at what Isaiah Toyava did with his eyes, and look at his body position as well, because it's really important.
Miren la posición de Toeava, que es el fullback, en este momento.
Now this particular play, which is called hook, other teams call it fish. Sorry, and what do you guys call it for next year? Okay. And what happens?
La jugada algunos la llaman anzuelo, otros pescado.
So the counter play is to actually hook back to where the kick came from. But to do that, Isaiah needed to manipulate, leave that space there, drag them this way with his eyes and his body shape, knowing that that two other guys were going to align themselves to the right of him.
Dice que le llaman así gancho porque hace como un gancho para volver de donde vino el kick. Y lo que hace el fullback es comprometer a la defensa con la visión y con la forma de su cuerpo, tratando de llevar defensores para el otro lado.
And so I'll just show you this one here. Is the same play. Now, in terms of what the Lions should have done is they potentially had numbers on the left. They should have actually run it.
Lo que dice él que supuestamente los rivales tenían que haber corrido en vez de patear, porque tenían números.
And so for a team like the Blues, who love counterattacking, they set themselves up really well.
Entonces para un equipo como los Blues que le encanta contraatacar, eso le vino bárbaro.
And I don't know, I'm pretty sure they scored after that, didn't they, Pat?
Dice que está seguro que fue try.
Pretty much.